Okay guys, so we're on this new property, and where we are is we're on this 2-track on top of this hill. We're in a really kind of thick brushy area right here, and we walk over here, you'll see there's a gate that goes through, and that's some land that we don't have permission to trap on. And then there's the 2-track that keeps on going around through here. And then if we come right over here, you can see this little spot on the fence right here. And the coyotes are going through this little spot because there's coyote fur up and down the barbed wire. You can see Athena smelling it. And so they're just going right through here on, running this way through these other fields. There's all kinds of coyote scat running up and down through here, and then there's the 2-track down here. So what we did is the gate opens this way. I probably would have put a trap right there that's using the wind the best, plus gets cutting off both of these deals, but the gate opens there, and this guy sells hay to this guy, and so people run back and forth through this gate, and I didn't want that gate to be open, people stepping on my trap, whatever. So I came over here, and all we did over here was there was this little piece of tree that was laying here, and all I did was put in basically a little flat set right here on the end of that little tree. Athena, come here, get out of the way. You can see here was where my flat set was. And I punched my little punch holes in, and had that log sitting up there. Athena, sorry, Athena's causing any problems with videotaping. So that's where it was. You can see the trap is gone, and it was on a drag because the ground right here was really hard. And if you look right over here in the brush, see, there's a coyote hung up in here. Actually, it's a light colored one, and got good fur. So I think this will be a pretty good one. You can see the drag is hung up right there. So it got a little ways. Got from there over to here. So that's maybe, I don't know, 15 yards maybe. And immediately got hung up in these trees and this brush. Over here a little bit closer so you can see it. So we'll take care of this coyote and reset this. You can see he was hung up here for a little while too, so I got a little spot there. So we'll take care of this, reset it, and move on down the line. All right guys, I reset this little set right here. Again, to remind you where we are, we're right here along this 2-track. There's my set. Athena, get over here. There's this 2-track that goes up through there and then down through there. So there's a whole bunch of things that come together. There's also this fence and this gate, and I showed you there's a hole in the fence right there with all the coyotes going through it. You can see all the coyote fur. So there's like 4 things that come together here. Fields over there, big timber here, 2 tracks, 2 tracks, 2 tracks, and then you can see how tall and thick everything is around here. So there's my set from a distance. There's the 2-track. You can see it's right here. I'm just using this little log right here. It's kind of a stick out place, kind of like a scent post. And then here's my trap out here in the front. It's kind of pseudo blended in. Coyote messed with this a little bit, but not really much. So it's not too messed with because she went over there and got hung up. But so it's pretty good shape, pretty easy to put back together. I was using what I've done is I just went ahead and put some bobcat urine on the back of that little log. I've put some Violator 7 up there. And then on the 2 punch holes on each side, I've got some canine force and some yodel dog. What I was using when I caught this particular critter was I had some feline fix up on the back, And then I had some Blackie's Blend TKO in one hole, and I had some Koch Brothers Curiosity something in the other hole. And then I had bobcat urine on the back here because I thought I'd probably pick up a cat here too, maybe. Who knows? I'm going after these coyotes, but if a cat comes by, I'll take it. So that's kind of what I was using before. What I'm using now, I switched it up a little bit just to give them something different. But there's 3 different scents in there, 4 actually if you count a urine. So hopefully they'll come back by here, and we'll catch another one. Just so you know, let's see, let me go over here and show you this real quick. So she's furred up pretty good actually, and light colored for an Ozarks coyote. And she was caught right here. You can see where she was caught. Super high above the pad right there, but no damage, no blood, no nothing. I mean, basically you can see she's perfectly fine, or would have been perfectly fine had we not, taken care of her. But perfect catch above the paw, deep paw catch. She was fully committed, probably bouncing back and forth between those little holes, which is exactly what we try to get. And their feet are moving. She stepped right in there and was good to go. And clearly there's no damage. I mean, not that you'd ever gonna want to let these coyotes loose, but if you wanted to let that one loose, it would run and be perfectly fine. I mean, trapping dog right here is proof positive that these traps do not hurt these dogs. I mean, that's how I ended up with hers, by catching her. And so we're off. Athena, are you ready to go? Yeah, she's ready to go. So I guess we'll get down the line. So we're still trying to get the line in on a couple of these new properties. And right down there, if you can see that gate, right over there on the left is where I just caught that coyote on a drag that I just showed you. And we redid that. There's so much sign here, and here's another hole right over here in this fence right here on this corner. So what we have right here is, you can look, there's this outside edge right here, goes all the way down through there. There's a deer trail running down through here. So obviously predators are running up and down. You got the big woods here, and you got kind of sparsely woods over here with a field, and they're running up and down here. This just, again, makes this spot so many good things are coming together right here. 4 or 5 different things coming together. And here's another little spot in the fence. I don't know if you can see that barbed wire, but there's barbed wire there and barbed wire there, and you can see the critters are going through it. You can see some coyote fur down there, and right up there is bear fur, where the bears are going through the fence here. There was actually a bear harvested earlier this year in our Missouri bear season hunt on this actual property, about just across the holler, maybe a mile from here. So there's clearly bears in here. Hopefully the bears are all hibernating by now, but I don't know, it's been so warm, maybe not. But clearly the critters are going through this fence. They're going around this corner. They're running this 2-track. They're running this 2-track. This has always been a place that I wanted to put 2 sets in. I just didn't have time the other day. I've been so short of time lately. That's why I've been not videotaping very much. And it's honestly why the videotape that I do have, I've not been editing, because I just don't have time. I mean, unless I wanted to, get 3 hours of sleep every night. So, I wanted to put another set in here. So what I did is I put one in over here, put a big flashy dirt hole in right here. You can see this is how it's gonna look as I'm coming down this trail. I kind of kicked some of the leaves out of the way, put a dirt hole in, scattered dirt all over the place, made it look like a bomb went off right here. So anything that's coming down here is gonna see this. Plus I'm using the wind. That's one of the reasons I sit on this side of the road versus that side of the road, is I wanted to use the wind to my advantage. And I do not like setting up against those fences where they're going through the fence. I think I talked about this a couple times before, but if you've ever put game cameras on fences where coyotes are going underneath them or through them, they go through them really quickly and they run right past them because they don't like to have their head down very long. And so if you put it up there, you're going to miss so many That I think over here I've always done better if you can get it out here in front of them, so when they come through the fence, they're basically just hanging out here looking around, and then they're going to windage this. Plus right here I'm using the wind to put this scent across this road, so anything that's coming up this way, anything that's coming this way, anything that's coming up that way, everything is going to be able to windage this and see this. So that was my reasoning of why I put it where I did. So now that gives me two good sets, a flat set down there, a dirt hole, big flashy dirt hole right here. I should be able to catch more coyotes here, and also this helps protect me a little bit when I'm catching possums and coons, that at least if I catch one in one trap, I've still got another trap that's working for those canines. All right guys, we're still setting up our line on this property. We're up to, I think this is the 12th trap I've got in here so far, and we're slowly getting a line in here. You can see I'm on this 2-track. You can see how tall the grass and everything in here. There's clover down in here for the deer, and then there's all this other stuff in here. You can see there's clover through here, and the 2-track goes out there, and then it opens up at the main creek, and then there's like an intersection, 3-way intersection of 3 2-tracks, which is an excellent spot. And they're scattered all over the place there. The problem is there's some fences that come together there, old fences when this was a basically a cattle farm, and the owners are, like I said, trying to make this into like a really, you know, magnificent hunting area, wildlife area. So they got a dozer in there and they're cleaning out those fences. So to put a trap right there would be probably a disaster, because it's going to get run over. It's going to be in a big pile buried in a hole somewhere. So I'm not doing that. So I moved in here a little farther away, and so I'm kind of just setting traps on these 2-tracks, kind of like you know, instead of setting the spoke of the wheel, I'm setting some of the you know, some of the offshoots, because I can't set that spoke because, or that center point, because they got some dozer work going on there. So I'm setting some of these offshoots, right? There's still all kinds of scat up and down this 2-track, and it goes on, and it separates, and it separates again. It's a really good spot to put some traps on. So then actually there's an intersection right down there, maybe, I don't know, 200 yards, 300 yards, and I have a trap right there at that intersection. So I thought I'd put another set right up in here just to give me another chance to get these predators, especially the ones that are running through there, but I don't want to get too close to the dozer. So I've as I was driving down through here, Athena found 2 or 3 piles of scat right here along this little 2-track in this vicinity. It was relatively fresh within the last couple days. And as I'm coming down through here, I look, and you can see this like pile of grass that's sticking out right here, maybe, you know, 3 feet off of the 2-track. And I thought, well, that'd be a perfect place to put a set. Plus it's it works out perfect with the wind direction. So I didn't want to do a big flashy dirt hole here. I wanted to do something different. I've got several dirt holes on this place, and unfortunately I forgot my bucket of T-bones. So no T-bones on this farm yet, but what I decided to do is put in one of kind of my flat sets. So right here is the big tuft of grass. Right out here is my trap. It's kind of blended in a little bit. I've tried to use some of this clover to blend it in. Put a punch hole there, and a punch hole back up underneath in that grass itself. So I have those 3 punch holes. I have Bounty Hunter and the one on the left. I have Canine Force and the one on the right. 2 completely different types of lures, 2 completely different types of smells, clearly. And then I stuck an itty bitty little bit of Hiawatha Valley down in that hole up inside where that grass is. And they'll easily be able to smell that. And I put some red fox urine on the grass itself. And then I even went, and you can see, I threw, oh, you can't really see, what am I thinking? But I put some trailing scent out here in this trail just to kind of slow them down a little bit. So I used Predator Gravy from Who's Your Trapper Outdoors, Who's Your Trapper Supply. So I just threw some Predator Gravy along here, just to itty bitty a little bit. As those critters are, you know, cruising down here 2 to 3 miles an hour, I want them to hopefully be able to windage that, but just in case they don't, I want them to hit this predator gravy out here and just slow up just enough to where they're gonna windage that because the wind is in my favor, and then they're gonna go over there and at least wanna urinate on something, smell around, and hopefully I'm gonna have them in a trap.